E o kuiti, e o kurahi, tauti mai rā ki tēnei hōtaka whakautinga o tātou Under The Whāriki. I'm Tahu.
Tēnā rā koutou katoa, ko Te Atākura Charlotte pe whairangi a hau. Ana, ko piri mai tētahi manuhiri ki a māua i te rangi nei. Tēnā rā koe, ka tukuna ki a koe, ko wai koe, nohea hoki koe.
No, tēnā kōrua. Ai, ko Shane mai tēnei. He uri no pari hauraki, no tauranga moana, ngā te raukawa. O tira he hiha no Waititi. Ai, mihi ana tēnā ko.
Tēnā koe, nau mai ki tēnei, tā tatau kaupapa. He koanga ngā kau kua piri mai koe ki te kōrero mō etahi o ngā wheako i roto i tō ao. Not I guess, where does your journey start?
It might have started doing a robbery on the orchard. Where all my brothers and sisters were my co-offenders. And my mum was the getaway driver in a 1953 Humber 80 that he had the bush start. And she drove us down the orchards and we grabbed some apples. And I think that my life of crime started like that, stealing fruit. Stealing fruit, we took it up a level and then we robbed the neighbour's fruit truck. And we got some bananas and watermelons, but we got caught because we left all the watermelon seeds behind the seat one day. So yeah, I suppose when you're brought up in poor, food is a big thing. 9 brothers and sisters in a 3-bedroom state house with an uncle and auntie and their 3 kids living in the garage. Another uncle and auntie and their 2 kids living in the sitting room. That was normal for us. And you know, when you steal food and you eat it and it feels good and you feel full, it doesn't feel bad.
Feels justified,
Yeah, but you know, gateway drug, stealing apples. Gateway drug, the next real step up for me was a car. To have a car meant you were rich.
How tō pakeke? Where was that step up?
Oh no, 10, 11, 12, 13. Around there, that's when we started with motorbikes. Never something, none of these things you could ever buy. You know, so a bunch of 9 of us had a 1 stolen bike that we used to all share. And then, you know, you get a few more and you start stealing cars. And in those days in Rānui, there wasn't such a thing as a bus or a train, and you had no money to catch them anyway, so just having a car gave you freedom, gave you the ability to escape. You know, even now, I still stay in Rānui, still considered the hood. The chopper's up twice a night. You know, it's a chase every night. It's not a place of a lot of resources and a lot of money. So that you know, I bought into the Westie car culture. And I accepted the idea of have a car and then get caught and go to jail. That's called an occupational hazard. And then when you get it, you get another car. And then, you know, and you have these moments. When you're out of jail, you had a car, other people's cars, and then you'd go to jail and you'd meet other car thieves and create new networks of friends. The youth jails and that, the Waikeria and the Borstals and the corrective trainings, they were a little bit different because then they were run by the army, by ex-army staff. They were generally Māori. You didn't muck them around. They'd pick you up.
Sort you out.
So, you know, any hidings you got were from the staff. Not from, you know, you have little scraps amongst yourself as boys do, but really it was the staff you had to watch out for. Because they ruled. And they'd make you, and they ran like the army. I always think I most probably would have stayed. You know, I was quite happy in their world in some ways because, you know, I'd have these things that my family couldn't access. And, you know, my dad was a hard-working man. He painted. And he took me painting with him, and we painted many things. And it sounds ridiculous now, but we could paint the outside of a house completely for like $300. and being clever and super fast because 10 other people have already got the contract and taken a slice and passed it down to you, and that's all that's left. So Dad worked hard, drank hard, and felt quite unsatisfied with his life. It was always week to week living. So, I worked with him for a year or two and thought, this is really hard, dawn till dusk.
Dark, man.
So that encouraged me down. I suppose, when I think back now, there was paint, dole, or steel cars. So, I see a lot of our young people now coming through our court programs and that are stealing cars, and I sort of, get the whole buzz of it. I think we mainly did it more for the financial side of it. To have a vehicle, take parts off it and sell it, not just to drive it around and ram it into a shop. It was, we're trying to treat it like a job and to try and advance us. There was one time when I stole a car and I changed all the cover and they made it all look legal, and the car squad took it and then they gave it back. Oh, you can't prove it. No, so it's mine now. Cool. And then it got seen doing some crime, stealing other cars. So I dumped it and reported it stolen. I dumped it outside the police station so so I could get it back. But when I got him to get it back, it was all smashed up. And someone blew all the windows out. Because we know what this little bastard's doing, eh? The dump bills. Who dumps a stolen car outside Henderson police station? Yeah. So we had a love-hate relationship. We were quite clearly on different sides of the... Funny, now I sit on the police board now. Yeah. And they even gave me a police car for a couple of years. But we'll talk about that just... It's funny, I've got a couple of instances right now in my life where I've been the victim. I was knocked off my bike. Put in hospital, quite severe damage, and wrecked my bike, wrecked me, and the other driver didn't even get charged. It's the first time on that side as a victim, it annoyed me that nothing happened to the other, but I wasn't surprised. People say, oh, you do so much in the community here, but when I get pulled over late at night and my record gets run, doesnn't have that. It just has the crimes that you did. I was a car thief and...
Best car you stole?
SS Commodore. SS Commodore manual. The police only had 6-cylinder Commodores with LPG automatic.
Couldn't keep up.
They had no helicopter. I played with them all night. I kept on going back into town looking for them. Where are you? Come on, let's go again. And we just had this, same thing. When they finally got me in their car, I got the hoodoo of hiding. Because how dare you? When I was just a little cheeky Māori boy having a game. This is Gran Turismo, real life. I suppose when you commit yourself, when you're in that world, it's never an option. Going to the police. I got out of jail again, another stolen car. Had a new stolen car now, and then I found out from my family, who were all in that world too. And my sisters ended up having children, getting married to gang members, and they're just in their world. And we were in the midst of many different gangs, wheeling and dealing stolen cars. And then when I remember one morning was something bad happened to your sister. Something really bad happened to your sister. A message got to me through the kumara wine, and I started investigating and chasing it down. And I finally found her. And this was my sister. She never said anything really. She just told me to go and give him a hiding. Go and give this fella that I introduced to her, one of my car thief friends from jail. I introduced them together. They became a couple, and then she she gets gang raped at some pad. And when I went in to see her, she was a mess. And she wanted me to go around and beat him up, which is something my sister's never ever said to me ever. He said, go and bash that fella. And, but he was affiliated. He was affiliated, I knew, and I wasn't. I was just a little rat bag with a bunch of car thief mates. But because I was that guy, I had access to guns. So I thought, oh, well, I got my own gang. And it's called a Remington. And I went and grabbed a gun. It was quite easy. Got a car and went and hunted him down. Pulled him out of the local pub over here and it's called the Pioneer then. Now it's called the Whānau Centre. It's not the pub anymore. Took him out in the park and shot him. And...
no final words, just...
Oh, lots of words.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, lots of words, all insulting. From him towards my sister. I suppose in many ways he didn't think this was really going to happen. Because it's just a little kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I shot him, and then it was, and I suppose it wasn't until then that I thought, ooh, how am I going to not get caught here? In many ways, I'd been looking for him for 2 days. I'd already made the decision in my head that I was going to jail for a long time. And
that didn't scare you? No worries, you've been going in and out of jails?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have this idea that jail's not scary for Māoris because we're in there. And especially once you've whakawhanaunga, once you know people there and your family's there, it's an inconvenience. But it's not that scary. I'll say that though, I'd been going to youth prison up to that time. So suddenly going to the maximum, okay, this is scary. Everyone's much bigger.
How to pakeke?
I was arrested at 17. They held me in remand for 14 months till I turned 18 so they could put me in the maxi.
Yeah.
So I stayed in more or less solitary confinement in the old prison. The basement, they called it, underground. Maximum separates.
That thing happened to your sister. You rolled up on them. Kōhurutia tērā tangata. What was that like to be alone and realise what had happened?
You know, I suppose it sounds a bit cold and hard, but, you know, I was still in that. I was in the hunt mode. I was in utu. I had this thinking, wow, this is never going to happen again to my family, and I'll make sure that from here. And in many ways, that whole time I was preparing myself for it. Preparing myself, and you know, when you're locked in the box, you're locked in the box. And you're kokoe me o whakaaro. And you know, you roll through that night 1,000,000 trillion times. And your family come close. Straight away there's a big worry, oh, he's going to kill himself. You know, there's, so I had to, in many ways, show them, I'm used to this. You know, it's just another jail. I suppose it's very much so putting up that, you start putting up this front.
I'm tough.
Put the mask on. Who's your family? You've got to protect them in a way by showing them that you're not going to be vulnerable and they don't have to, she doesn't have to lie in bed wondering about her younger brother in jail.
What was life like in prison for you?
In those years I spent in jail, I just think about the good things I did. I just think about the training. I think about reading Haini Waititi's book, sitting in the pound. I don't think about being in the pound. I think about tamaha and riwi. And me era kōrero. You know, when I was in the pound, waiting to go to jail, I had this realisation. I have no consequence. Guard ma, there's nothing you can do to me. Yeah. So, don't do that, I'll put you on charge. Or you put me on charge, eh? Let's try 50 charges, eh?
Yeah, I'm in here forever.
So I got a new nickname, Mischief. Yeah, I'm in here forever. I'm in the pound, I'm in solitary.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, you can't do anything further.
Yeah. I had a few wars with a couple of prison guards, because they're the safe people to have war with. because they won't kill you. Eh?
Right.
Yeah, so you have wars and, I did things like make bombs. So one fella, South African fella, if I'm reading a book, I turn my light off. If I'm asleep, I turn it on. Just poke the fish. Yeah, so, so it's been a couple of weeks scraping matches, getting all the phosphorus off and making a bomb, wrapping shrapnel up with sellotape, roll up a big long fuse of ash in it, and then set a trap for him. So when he next time comes to my light off, pull that sheet down wide. I put a sheet up on an angle so he can't see past it. He's in there trying to grab it. And I grab his arm, pull it down, put the bomb up by his face and hold his arm.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, come on, let's play. Hey, what are you going to do to me, boy?
Yeah.
So you do that. Part of it, you become, you make the most of any opportunity to still feel alive. But that was a time when I was just locked in a little concrete box by myself because it was all solitary for 14 months.
Yeah.
Now into the maximum security.
That's a wake up, eh?
Yeah. I'd learned enough from jail to know, go in, keep your head down, shut your mouth, and don't bend when someone comes and tries to bend you. But I was lucky that people heard about, because...
What you had done.
Yeah, because, in jail, everyone's reading the newspaper waiting who's coming in next.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all waiting when you that dumb fella done that thing, eh? So, I was, in many ways, I suppose in jail it was, it's the opposite of being a child molester or a narc. You did that for your final. Good on you, boy.
Good on you.
Yeah, they do the same. And when the inmates say that, they're telling the truth. So I didn't cop the drama that many people copped in there. But I made sure to, first of all, to, do the things you need to do. Be respectful. Train. Don't bend.
What sort of training did you do in there?
Oh, everything. You name it. Kickboxing, boxing, the stairs, weights, touch. I was a long-distance runner. I won the Ironman in there once. Because you train 6-7 hours a day. When I go in there now, they've taken all the training out. Because, they, in my, you've got this, you don't have ex-Māori and Pacific Island ex-army people in the service now. Now you have little Asian and Indian fellas. And the physique difference, they're doing everything they can to limit the physicality of the Polynesian physique in jail. And they do that through limiting training and limiting in food.
But there's limiting here too, they make it worse for them.
Yeah. And we used to play these games of indoor rugby, crash, in a gym. It's a release. And when you have a problem with somebody, you can just both hop on the rugby field and tackle each other and laugh. Good tackle, eh, bro? Yeah, bro, yeah. Otherwise, a dispute in jail means someone's leaving the block. We can't have a dispute and we both still got to see each other every day. So you either go into protection, another block, or the hospital. So better to just do that on the crash field. The last time I was up there, late last year, they'd locked the jail for 3 years and it was crazy, and I was up there for 3 hours and it was just alert after alert of people getting bashed. And I was thinking, ooh, this is, you cut people from their family, they got nothing less to lose. Yeah, I suppose I was lucky. My time in there, I was in for, in prison terms, a cool crime. Or not a dickhead crime anyway.
I don't think it's even in prison terms, because I mea mai tērā, I te timatanga, you talked about that utu, and we spoke about utu not being, utu mo te Māori, it's been taken out of this society today, true utu. If you want it, you can go get it, but it just means a Pākehā will come in and tell you what your utu's worth. Now, sitting with it, do you feel all right with what's happened, that utu you took?
Nō nei, a kōrero, hea te ngā hua ka puta mo taku tuahine. Ki tāku, ka mau tonu, she's still carrying a weight, she's still, You know, my family most probably made her feel guilty. That's your fault Shane's in jail. I become the golden boy and she became the cause of all problems in my whānau, and I think, oh, you know, ka te whakaarohia, te koutou a te whakaarohia. And, you know, he called it all, commonly, traditionally, there would be the price, anei te utu mo te pāwhara, pāwhara wahine, tūkino wahine. Now, going back again, it's been 2 days looking for this man. All that time I was thinking, yeah, I'll pay their price.
Yeah.
I'll pay their price. It's going to cost me in the Pākehā, but... And that changes many ways. I mean, so many people that had all this angst about the things they did. I shouldn't be here. I said, oh, yeah, I should be here.
I should be here.
Yeah, I was never rangirua about I shouldn't be here. And, you know, and you know, I was just thankful I'm in here and no one's killed me in here.
Yeah.
And this club has let me off the hook too, so because they've recognised that, you know. Again, I wouldn't do it again because it didn't help my sister, didn't fix. I'd find another way of doing it, taking with you. Mate, as I say, I must really aim a little bit lower. Is that allowed? It's just my thought.
Yeah.
How did it go from life in prison to only 10 or so years? What changed?
You know, I went into jail as a kid. I got the record for the most misconduct reports. Picked up the nickname Mischief from the staff. Mischief! And then I met people like Papa Pita and Anatia. And next thing you know, I'm taking the kapaka team. And you know, that changes you. When you start off really mischief and then become a model inmate and start educating others, and I think I even started running programs from in jail and coming out and working with young people in jail. They tried to get me to do a scared straight thing. And I said, I don't think we can scare our kids. So I'll just tell them the truth, eh? Tell them the truth about what Christmas Day looks like in jail.
Yeah.
Or what's the day when your mum's died and you can't go to a tangi, what's that look like in jail? Yeah. Like and let's talk about all those big tattooed up gangsters, they got a little manga bomb in their face. But at night, at night they take off their mask and they miss their family. I had my own gang. It was called the Kapaka team. And it was and funny, this one gang president come and saw me and says, kick one of his members out. And I says, oh, the Kapaka team's not like a gang. I can't tell people they can't come and be Māori. Yeah. I'm not the priest. Yeah. But, you know, again, I was lucky that I had something to actually grow me in there. And that was, start off with just waiata. Just waiata, an old lady, Anatia, who was at Honi Waititi Marae, coming up and teaching us waiata and pulling our ear and saying, no, you should get up there and just introducing you to something else that was never in Ranui. In Ranui, there was just poor and beer and hard work and cops harassing you. So, you know, that became a big focus for me. And in many ways, you got no distractions in there. So I put a lot of time into trying to develop myself without even realising that. And, you know, truthfully, I go into jail now and go, Papa Shane, what happened? I said, I'm happy, okay? I'm happy. I bet these dudes sit in the room, what are they doing? Push-ups, man. You know, but, so yeah, you know, at once upon a time, it was 10 years when you go to the parole board. I did something that the correction system liked. I started off a little rat bag, but then I became good. So they could imply that they rehabilitated me. Right. And that the prison system turned this little rat bag into someone safe and dependable now as we come out. Right. I sort of feel it was more this whole kuia and that fell over there, and Ngā Pōwehi, and people like that, and Muru Walters, and these kaumātua that actually came in and put real stuff around you.
Nāhui mea mai ki au, that Papa Ngā Pōwehi was the scariest fella you had met in prison.
Yeah. Well, I done this dumb thing, because I didn't know this world. And I thought, hey, Ngā Pō, you should bring your kapa up here and show us, it'd be really good for us. And Chabo. And I just chucked these letters out and
How many letters?
I don't know, a couple of years, once a month.
Writing once a month?
Yeah, so I wrote a letter to him, and I just done it once a month for a while, and wouldn't really. And then one of his members come up and said, "Have you been writing to Uncle?" I says, "Oh, yeah." He goes, "Oh, that last letter worked, man." He got up at practice, says, "We need to go up to jail and support our men up there." And he brought walkers up, and they brought a hangi up with them, and they brought maybe 150 members. I just saw Taps this morning, actually. They done... E patoreu au e he hi e te taira whiti e hi e he hi pa kato e te aroha ia hau. And lifted the roof of the whare visiting room. I called a haka practice the following week, and the group had quadrupled. Ka rongo I te wairua Māori. Because there was just a bunch of men singing not even correct Māori words to ourselves in a little concrete room and punching each other when we got the words wrong. And that was Māori. If you didn't get the taiha, you get to whack people on the leg. And he said, "Kapai, boy, I like your style. You come and join Wakahu when you get out. Just pop a pet off. You've been to Manutaki." But, I just thought that be anywhere, be in any of these, they were all new.
Yeah.
And I had a beautiful time in Wakas, and I had a beautiful time in Manutaki, and a beautiful time in Hokowhitu. As you do, as you follow those. Now I need to go and jump in a hauraki team. Be with my hauraki people.
Hoki mai.
Yeah, the kachika.
Not everyone has a beautiful experience after prison life. How was that like for you, coming out of prison and going back into society?
Yeah. So my release day, quite a big thing. You sort of, for years and years, I didn't look at calendars and that. I just wanted to. Release day, suddenly got a date. Oh, it's in a couple of weeks, a couple of months. Oh, let's you out on a little weekend furlough, first of all, just to get wet your feet. And a release day's coming, and my sister came up to pick me up, but actually so did my girlfriend, and so did my other sister, and so did my auntie. And so hang on, there's 4 cars here. Where's Sandra? Sandra crashed her car into a power pole, and now her and all the kids are in hospital. So their first day out of jail, in the hospital. Hey. It's a reminder, this is the world. Stuff going on. It's not all about you getting out of jail. But into those halfway houses and that, first of all, for a little while. Didn't take long. I think I was in Alan Nixon just up the road from the marae for about 3 months, and then I was the house supervisor there. So I said, "Shane, you go and do whatever you need to do." And I jumped into, I worked for Tainui for a couple of years, because I didn't know Tainui. I didn't know I was Tainui. So I jumped in with my brother-in-law there, and we travelled, and we done the kingitanga huis, and we done those sort of things, and continued to learn my reo, and be involved and then come from there to Hoani Waititi. So actually, and that's what I hear all the time now when I go in the jail. "Papa Shane, ko koe te whakatinana o tēnei kōrero, he huarahi Māori ki potatu I tēnei wharehere. Ka ki te koe I rungi te pōka whakataka mana ie. It's real. There's a pāwha, it's like this. Don't pick up the pea pipe. Don't go back to your same circle of, because they're not... Again, I feel I was lucky. I had a couple of years of with Tainui. I'd done a year of corporate training, so it just reminded me rich Pākehās are not nice people. And then came back to the marae. And I spent a lot of the time trying to introduce other people to the marae for the same way, but like I say, I can't teach you the reo o tai. You got to learn it, bro. So keep coming back. Keep coming back. And so all those, since then we've been building, running houses and kaupapa. Kia putatu I ngā wharehere. They all are based around reconnecting into your whānau and your kids, dealing with the bad habits that are rife in their world, that people use as coping strategies. and end up being passengers in their own body.
The system makes it hard for them too. Whakaro e au o ku hoa, ko puta mai te whare here here. That your stats, live with you everywhere you go to, every mahi. They judge you off that when our system's supposed to be you've served your time, so you're back to zero. But it's not.
Yeah.
When you come out, that's your forever name that you've been to prison. And employers judge you off it, society judges you off it.
Yeah, and the prison systems does its best to not let you go. The prison now won't let you do any programs, so when you get to that 5-year parole board, you can't get a date because you haven't done any programs. So you'll do 7 years, and now you go do a parenting program. What did you do for that 7 years while you're waiting to do that parenting program? By the way, my son's 47, might be a bit late.
Wow.
Hey.
Yeah.
And, they've built the program instruction now where, okay, you got to go down to Christchurch to do a medium-intensity rehabilitation program with a 23-year-old Scottish psychologist that's translated a tikanga part into psycho-babble. And we'll do 2 hours a week there. So, but you got to fly down there, you've got to take you down there, and you got to not see your family for 2 years so you can do that program. But wait 7 years before you do it, and they've staggered all the programming, all the rehabilitation programming, to hold you in jail longer because the actual stats are dropping. There's been a steady decrease but they're finding ways. The gang patch stuff is a good one of keeping people in that system. Go back to the start. I've had 2 Māori probation officers in that whole time. And one Māori probation officer says, they don't want you to have Māori probation officers because they think with your position you have too much influence over them.
Yeah.
So the idea of support is separation. I'm a spectator in many of these things with people I work with in my family where you're non-associated from your own family because of criminal past acts and gang affiliations and put into, in many ways put into boarding houses with a whole lot of people in that same situation. They're still kei te wehe tonu tini me te whānau. Still trying to make us all into little individuals. And this thinking of, now sit there and be good. How the fuck do you do that? How do you be good? How do you just sit around and be good? No, don't be bad. That's really what they say. Sit there and don't be bad. I think it still gets me that the Department of Corrections and renamed themselves Te Ao Māori. The pathway to knowledge. The Māori. Eki.
How dare.
Mihi ana ki a koe I o kōrero. I think the biggest takeaway I've got from this kōrero is the importance of whānau and the wraparound support that you received from your whānau, from your wider whānau. And I think one of the biggest things that kua rongoa hau, kei te whakahoki atu koe I tērā aroha ki tō whānau, o tērā ki tō hapori. Nō reira, mihi nui ana ki a koe I o kōrero. Me ngā mahi nui kua oti a koe hei painga mo te iwi Māori. Tēnā rawa atu koe.
Tēnā koe, papa. I o kōrero, that's it. He oranga I Te Ao Māori. Mō mātou whānau, ko pai here I tērā, ko mau here ki ngā whare here tonu. Hoki mai ki Te Ao Māori e tātou mā. Thank you for watching this season of Under The Whāriki. I think we'll wrap it there.
Tēnā koe. Tēnā koutou.
Love you all.